Right, so firstly, I think for Yopi and his team, I'd like to thank you for hosting us today and for organizing this. And I think what you're going to find is that we've come a long way in the 5 months, and we've been stuck at home for 3 of that. So I think what we wanted to do today is to demonstrate that our DSS business is not dead and buried, as everyone talks. It is alive and kicking, and it's going to come out this side a lot stronger. So to Yopi and your team, you've done a great job in the last 4 or 5 months. I know that you've done a lot on your own, and you've made a lot of commitments, and we thank you for that, because obviously you see a great future in this business. So you've taken a lot of risk upon yourself. Then to the Duster side people, thank you for coming out. 1 degree this morning, so I'm happy to see. And that's how you must get dressed when it's 1 degree weather. You see, nice and cozy. So the agenda today is we're just going to start off by asking Yopi just to introduce his team, just to introduce the company so that you can see that AS Solutions is just not a small Mickey Mouse company, that they've been in business a long time and they've been operating in the mining space for a long time. So I think I'd like Yopi to talk a bit about that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take you on a tour around the facility. So, and the idea is just to show the capabilities that AS have, and then also see how we as Duster side have integrated our business into his. So we're not a standalone. Well, fortunately, we hijacked this building to put our boards and stuff up, and Yopi was kind enough for us to do that. And so they will stay here. But how he's integrated our business into his, and hopefully that comes with efficiency, driving costs down, and more sales in our space. So with no further ado, we're going to ask Yopi to come up. We're going to come back. I'll talk a little bit about what we've done during the last 5 months. Yopi will talk technically what he's done. And then we're going to ask, it doesn't happen if we don't make it happen. So we're going to ask George to cut the ribbon and make it happen. So thank you, Yopi.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, from my side, I really want to welcome you at AS AutoMech Solutions. Thank you for coming out. Paul, I really want to, even at this point, thank you for the opportunity given and granted to us. We can talk later about the partnership and everything else, the way we're going to take it forward. But I just want to, even at this point, at kickoff, thank you officially for that. I'm going to introduce my team quickly. Michiel Horen is in charge of QC, of quality. He is heading the quality department. I can actually say quite a lot of things about that, but when you move down, when you go on the tour, you'll be able to walk through the quality office and just have a look at everything he's doing. To his left is Neil Christie. Neil is in charge of drafting, or the drafting head. So most of the designs and everything that you'll be seeing today has been under his influence, and he's played a big role in that. To his left is Richard Oliver. He's a general manager. I can say a lot of things about Richard, only good things. I'm even going to, at this stage, going to say that myself and Richard's been together in this company since 2003. So you can do the maths in the business yourself. Later on, joined us Rudy Martins, technical manager. And I think the guys that I've mentioned and the guys in this group is the core management, or the core structure of this company. It's been guys that have been hand-selected and hand-picked, and they all form an integral part of the success of this company. Briefly, without making a long story of it, Paul asked me just to give you like maybe a 30-second rundown on the company and where we came from. Okay, so I'm just going to say I started this company in 1997, literally in a block as one of these blocks over here in a single garage. That's where I started in 1997. And I don't want to say accidentally, but let's use the word accidentally. My first job ever actually came from at that stage was Improchem. It was a paper and pulp application. Okay. So I literally built a skid on the inside of my garage in 1997 with my gardener. And the sad part about it, I didn't take the door size into consideration. I had to cut it down again to get it outside. And at that stage, the second mistake that I've made I didn't take into consideration the weight, and I had to actually bribe a municipality TLB to actually get it loaded. Okay. So I think in terms of history, that's basically where I started. My formal background is from electrical and instrumentation background. But since then, I think the only thing that I really want to emphasize, the company has grown. And as the company has grown, more skillful people have actually joined the company, bringing resources to this company. We're going to take you around, we're going to take you on a small little tour. Afterwards, I'm going to say something about the quality management, I'm going to say something about the company structure and the company vision, which I'll share with you. But for the moment, we're going to split up in 3 groups perhaps. One to go with Richard, another group to go with Rudy, and a group to go with myself, and we'll just take you through the premises, through the facilities. Feel free to answer or to ask any question. We will answer to the best of our ability, but I think at this stage we should be able to answer everything. So we'll take you just a walk through the facility and the premises. And when you go through the drafting office or the drafting facility, and design facility with Neil is heading, you will basically show you a current tender that we're busy with. It's a Mimosa tender. But what I want you to look at that point, just have a look at the, I think the right term would be the design or the simplicity of design. So have a look at that design. And then from there straight on, we're going to go through into the stores. And I think the store walkthrough is just to give some of you a bit of peace of mind in the sense that what happened to your stock, what happened to your assets. Okay, so it's all there, it's safely locked up and neatly kept. So from the stores, we're going to go up and we're going to have a look here to my back. We're going to have a look at the Besha project that is due for, I think, at the end of the month to actually go out. But what is important about that, I want you to compare the new design towards the old design. And the Besha project was still based on the old design because I think the right term would be we inherited the project. Okay, so have a look at the difference. And then we can meet back here and I'll inform you and we can discuss, I think, not necessarily quality and quality management and also at the same time standardization to some extent. But I'll share a couple of thoughts on that. Just one thing briefly in terms of safety, okay. We've asked the shop to stop, okay, so everybody will physically stop all operation in the shop so it's safe to walk through there. I presume this is load shedding. Okay, we'll make a plan. But I think for the moment, what is important, there is no real safety or dangers that I want to point out other than tripping hazards. Okay, and everybody has to a large extent got closed shoes, so just make sure that you don't step or fall over sharp objects. Other than that, there's nothing that's really important for me to mention. So, Richard, gaan jy die eerste groep vat? Okay, so I would say if you divide yourself maybe in 2 or 3 couples or maybe 5 to 10 people, take a walk with Richard. Rudy will take the next group and the last group will come with me.